It sounds crazy when I say it out loud, but this is our new home, Kimberley Joe. Until this year, we hadn't even set foot on a narrowboat. We are Tony and Sonia, and after more than 20 years of teaching, we thought you only live once, and it was time that we had some adventures. We would love it if you came along with us. Just leaving our, I've got to say, really nice moorings in
lovely.
Kingston. Really nice. Yeah, we recommend Kingston moorings to anybody. And it was right by Bushy Park as well, which was a bonus yesterday.
Yeah, we went to Bushy Park for a nice walk and then saw all the deer lying down, lazy deer.
Lazy deer. Yeah, brilliant. So now we're making our way back. We've got a festival on Saturday and it is Thursday morning. So we've got to go back towards Runnymede, like Egham, to pick up the car.
Nice.
Ready for Saturday.
Right, so we tightened the fan belt yesterday and I think we made it worse. But it was loose.
Yeah.
But I don't think we tightened it enough because we're too paranoid about it snapping.
Yep.
So
Sonia was going, check it. I was checking it and thinking I can't feel any difference. I was a bit scared about it maybe snapping.
So we'll check it again later on and do a bit more reading.
Yeah.
But the washing machine's on, which is why it just kicked in just then, because when it goes under heavy load it slips.
It's a bit cloudy today, but it's supposed to be hot again today and about next week or so. So we're just trying to make the most of the good weather, get to some nice places.
Yeah.
Right, come and join us. This is what you do when you're up against a steep bank. Only way off your boat is via a ladder. Have a look at that. I wouldn't fancy getting on off. Those two ducks watched Titanic last night.
Sunbury Lock, and it looks like that's the old Sunbury Lock on that side, and it's got like the old paddles where you spin the wheels. So when you approach you see both sets of gates. Yeah, it looks like it's an old lock.
It's like the old fashioned ones.
Yeah.
It's a good idea to just keep it in case though, so if anything goes wrong with that one.
Put it back in action.
Yeah. So that boat that's in there at the moment, well, you've come up with a couple of locks and it gets thrown all over the place, but it's like the engine's now cut out, so he's stuck in the lock. That we're just coming up to, it's coming around the corner. I'm filming a little bit early because there's a lot of traffic going over it, so I don't want the noise of the traffic. But this is featured in two like world famous pieces of artwork. One of them is by, who is it, son? Canaletto, the one that sounds like a little bit of pasta or an ice cream. He did one, a painting of it, and so did Constable before he became a sergeant. So obviously it wasn't this bridge, it was the bridge before. The bridge before, it was a beautiful wooden thing that went across before they put up the concrete one. There you go, a little bit of art history. You're welcome. Black Swan again. The same one.
Whitewater rafting today. Rafting in Shepperton Lock. So we had a lovely day at the Rewind Festival yesterday.
Today so far, won't get beaten. 3 Where's Wally's, trying to find the other 2 Where's Wally's. Perfection.
I got back quite late last night because it took ages to get out of the car park, but now I'm going to take the car back, drop it off at my son's house, Jack's, and then head back to the boat so we can head off on our journey now upstream of the Thames. Hopefully get to as far as we can today and see how we go.
We're in a race. I don't fancy our chances. They've given up. Clearly they weren't up for the challenge.
So there's a lot of craft out on the river today. These dragon boats are amazing, they're so cool. It's just me this morning. We had a lovely day at the festival yesterday, Rewind Festival in Henley. It was a beautiful day, very eventful. The bands are really, really good, but the last act was Erasure, and it was really sad because he was clearly not fit for the act. And yeah, it was a real shame because he's a real talent, but it was a really good festival. So we got back quite late last night. Tony's inside watching the football, we are leaving Runnymede now because we've done a lot of the stuff that we wanted to do around this area, and we're heading up towards Abingdon and Pangbourne because we really liked it up that way. And if the hot weather really does come, we wanted somewhere where we might be able to go swimming and enjoy the fruits of being on the river, really. So yeah, it should be a nice cruise day. So it's just me. It's very peaceful. Tony's relaxing. He's very tired. He's very tired today. And we'll probably pop up later on when there's a lock, and I'll just have to shout through for him to do the ropes at the front. But anyway, join us for the cruise. I hope it's going to be a lovely one. That over there is Magna Carta Island, and apparently that is where the Magna Carta, Runnymede is where the Magna Carta was sealed. And the Magna Carta is basically an agreement that states that no one is above the law. So even the king would abide by the laws of the land and be held accountable to the laws of the land. This is my very basic understanding. And then, and that is pretty much what our democracies and our societies are built on today. Boathouse, and under the bridge is the entrance into the boathouse. Again, based on my limited knowledge, that is the only boathouse along here, and so that's Queen Victoria's boathouse. We filmed it before but didn't know what it was, but now we know. Knowledge is a powerful thing. It really is a beautiful day for a cruise today. The sun's shining, but it's not too hot, and there's a bit of cloud cover, so it's really, really lovely. I don't know if you can see behind me, we've got some boats behind me. There's quite a few people using the water today because it's Saturday. Yeah, really, really nice day. Seeing lots of lovely nature, but yeah, it's just really quiet. It's just so good for your well-being, being on the water. I just can't tell you can't explain quite how lovely it is and how good it makes you feel when you open up the doors in the morning and you see the sun shining or the water just lapping against the boat. And even when it's raining, it doesn't seem to matter what the weather is. It's like almost the best place to be. Don't know why, but yeah, it's lovely. I was talking to a couple this morning who have got a boat down at the boatyard, just beyond the boatyard where we were staying in Runnymede, and they were saying exactly the same thing, that when they stay on their boat, it's got like such a sense of calm that it's hard to explain to anyone else. Anyway, that's just how it makes you feel, really. It makes how me feel anyway. This is the Bromley lock where it fills from the side and it just pulls the boat right out across the rock. Windsor's equivalent to the go boats at Paddington. But what it is with them is they're just so unpredictable. You think you've got a line, and then all of a sudden they will just shoot right across in front of you or right into the side of you. It's funny how unpredictable they are. They turn on a sixpence. So yeah, you think you've got a line, you think you're clear, and then all of a sudden one will appear.
So busy lock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Queuing to get in. It's not the biggest lock in the world, and room for one more. Good service. This is the one though. This could be really funny if you drops it all. Oh, too smoothly done.
So, lunch on the go, sandwiches. Where's yours, honey? Cool.
That's thrown Sonia because I have worked out that this place is the Bray Film Studios. Just by looking at it, I could just tell this
you must
was
have read it somewhere.
Bray Film Studios. What? And by the way, I think there's programs they want you to keep out. Don't know what tells me that as well.
Can we go either side of this island?
But yeah, Bray Film Studios. I just look at it, I just know. And in the background, I take it that's probably where they do the shows and things as well. The big, like Universal Studios or something.
So we're in Braylock, it's self-service and the gates aren't working, so who knows what's going to happen now. Oh no! So we have nothing to add because we have very little experience of these locks when they go wrong. But it looks like there's enough people who know what they're talking about up there that will sort it out. So yeah, Braylock everybody, enjoy! There's a huge queue of boats on the other side as well. And then there's a huge queue of boats on their side. So the guy over there is going to phone the lock keeper. The guy that was originally doing the lock, he's come back from his boat, which is on the other side of the gates.
Well, we are stuck at Braylock, no power apparently, so could be sleeping in the lock tonight. Just to explain, you might be wondering why we're going up in this direction. Basically what happened was we got to Kingston, and the next step from Kingston is to go on the tide of Thames at Teddington. But we weren't really prepared for that, so we didn't have any life jackets, and it's a lot of organisation to get it done. And also we had a few jobs on the boat, so we've kind of decided what we're doing is we're going to go back the way we came towards the Oxford Canal, so we can get on the Oxford Canal and get the jobs done that we need to get done. And we're only going to stop at the places we really liked, so like Bourne's End, Abingdon, Pangbourne, just stop at those sort of places that we really liked on the way down. And then yeah, get onto the canal and get the things on the boat that we need to get done. And then we will go on to that other bit of the Thames, but we're planning to go up the Oxford, across, back down the Grand Union, and do it that way round. That's our latest plan, but as you know, these plans quickly change. For example...
Oh, we don't go live, that's far too embarrassing.
So for example, this plan. This has changed all of a sudden. So yeah, so we've got no power, stuck it up, see what happens.
So bless them. Braylock was on hand wind, but now we have to open the gates by hand, and they are heavy things. Heavy, heavy gates. That's one gone. Gate number 2. There we go. As you can see though, the boats are all queuing on the other side. And it's not the biggest lock either, so that's going to take a good couple of goes at getting them through.
It's what is known as SEP.
What's SEP?
This is now someone else's problem. We can get out, just leave this behind us. Right, what you can see there is the back end of the 11 boats waiting to go into Braylock, and Braylock has no power. So that queue is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And Braylock, as you just saw, is quite a small lot. There's only 3 boats in there we got in on the way up.
You might have squeezed in a small cruiser.
Yeah, so I mean, put it this way, you'd probably get 2 narrowboats in there. You'd struggle to get a third in, just lengthwise, wouldn't you?
Lengthwise, yeah.
So if we see anyone coming in this direction, good luck. Turn around, yeah. I wouldn't go in there. Would you?
I don't know, it's on hand wind, isn't it now? So what happens, I don't know how to operate the sluices on hand wind.
No, so that's the thing, they've got to do everything now through the hand controls of it.
No hard work.
Bloody electricity, eh?
Modern inventions. Give us an old-fashioned push the gates open.
Yeah. Didn't happen back in the day. And only if the horse died.
Honestly, you need to think before you
What? I'm just trying to think of the equivalent. You lost power, then when you lose power, the horse.
Jeez, you can't.
But as usual, because of my sickness, I am filming this, but it's not because of my sickness that I'm filming it. When we put this video out last time, because there's 3 boats along here that have sunk, one of our subscribers messaged and said that if you look really closely, you can see the scorch marks. And what had happened is actually, these weren't just random things. Someone had gone along and set fire to 3 boats down here, which is how they'd sunk, which is terrible. So yeah, so all 3 boats. So I'm looking for scorch. I can't quite see the scorch marks, but I can see like bits of ash here and there on the side as we came up. So yeah, I just thought something interesting. He said one of the things to make sure you do is if you're on your boat, is make sure the windows are on the side where people walk past. Make sure they're not open because people can just throw in cigarettes and things.
Here we are, we made it to Bourne End in the end. We set out at about 11 o'clock this morning, and I don't know what the time is now, but I think it's early evening. I think we did 7 locks, 17 miles. It was supposed to take us about 9 hours. Probably has done. No, it hasn't done, because that would make it 8 o'clock. I don't think it's 8 o'clock. I shall check the time, I don't know what the time is. But it was a lovely cruise, really sunny. Tony managed to watch the football, which was quite disappointing because they lost, but never mind. At least they got to the final. And we got a big blackberry bush behind us, which means I can get some blackberries for another blackberry and apple crumble. But yeah, we're in this lovely place now, hopefully for a couple of days, and then we can spend a couple of days getting ourselves sorted before we head on up towards Pangbourne and Abingdon.